This is my new favorite car. I have a lot of cars right now, some pretty cool stuff. A couple of 280 SLs, CL55, CL63, 280 TE wagon. But this is definitely my favorite car, 66 230S, the classic fintail. An amazing survivor, single owner Pebble Beach fintail, 84,000 miles, fabulously documented, an absolutely spotless survivor with no restoration whatsoever cosmetically. Original paint, chrome, interior, etc., etc. I'm going to take it for a drive here Sunday morning between the rainstorms. What a simple analog car, and that's part of the charm here of this fintail. Wonderful seating position. You've got a commanding view of everything. Really lovely looking out over the hood beyond the classic star. This car was fortunately ordered with a manual gearbox with the optional floor shift selector, and that really transforms these cars. It makes them much more interesting to drive rather than the 4-speed column shift. The interior is absolutely spectacular and 100% original. So we'll take a little ride here. We'll leave my new compound. Go out for a little cruise. No power steering, but nice and light and very precise, really precise. Just about zero free play, which is a testimony to the car's general maintenance and our work on the car. As I looked over the car when I first bought it, it was obvious that this car had lived a charmed life for sure. There just aren't many areas that show any significant weathering. The original owner, who was a French fellow who for a long time worked for the Pebble Beach company, obviously had this huge awareness of preservation. We did nothing cosmetically to the car except a few paintless dent removal on a couple of doors, and we just very carefully cleaned the car. We steam cleaned the car, polished it, etc. But no restoration, no paint work, nothing. So it's just extraordinary. Same thing with the interior. In fact, we really didn't have to clean the interior when the car arrived. We did a little cleanup and did the windows, but this is the way the car was purchased when the original owner family let the car go a few months ago. So it's just amazing that a fintail, we have to admit the fintail is not a 280 SC 3.5 Cabriolet, but a fintail would be preserved to such an extraordinary level. And this is the only way I buy fintails. I don't buy many, but when I do buy one, it has to be what I refer to as Smithsonian institution quality or investment grade. And that's absolutely the case with this car. Everything functions. My friends at Burlingame Motors went over the car carefully, went through a sequential regimen of servicing and looking at things. Didn't require much, but what we did do, return the car to this wonderful taut feel that these cars had when they were new. And that's the whole trick with cars of this era, is try to bring them back to where they have the feeling that they had when they were a new car. So this car is just a joy to drive. It's just so comfortable. No vices, crisp and clean. Typically fin-tails, the other two carburetor fin-tails, they don't run quite right, the carburetors aren't quite right, so there's this stuttering and stumbling. This car behaves pretty much as a new fin-tail would. That's a second gear start. That's how nice it drives. Generally can't pull that off in your typical fin-tail. And the floor-mounted shift really makes the car more enjoyable to drive. Skip all this business of navigating the column shift. Surprisingly lively. I took the car up and over Highway 17 a few weeks ago to a Cars and Coffee out in Santa Cruz, and was really pleasantly surprised how it got up and over the hill. So you can certainly keep up with traffic with this car. 2.3 liter carbureted 6-cylinder. Once I got the car to my facility and I had a chance to go through this massive box of history, it was just amazing how meticulous this owner was as far as keeping every single document ever associated with the car, beginning with documents before he bought it, when he was contemplating ordering this car as a tourist delivery. So we've got the brochures. He's circled ivory, the ivory picture, which is what he bought. This is ivory. The correspondence with the tourist delivery broker in San Francisco, the first invoice, the proposals. It's mind-boggling, the history on this car. Absolutely mind-boggling. And the records start before he took possession of the car, and then absolutely all the way through the entire ownership until I bought the car a few months ago. Extraordinary, particularly for a fin-tail. It's just all part of this fellow's massive awareness of preservation and documentation. I love the ribbon speedometer. It's really unique. It was fin-tails only with this speedometer cluster layout with the color changing ribbon. This is third gear. The car was ordered with black walls. I bought new white walls, and at the moment they're turned inside. So anybody who buys the car, they can choose either black walls or white walls. White walls give it a little cheekier look for sure. undercarriage is absolutely spotless, zero rust anywhere. And a joy to drive. Kind of like driving down the road in your living room chair. Lots of room. The ergonomics are great. The seating position is great. So this car has to be in the top 2 percentile of fintails on the market. I've been in the business for 31 years, and I've had maybe half a dozen fintails, and this is an extraordinary car, and in my mind, non-replaceable. It's just not something that is replaceable anytime soon, and maybe never for me. Once this car sells, that's probably going to be it for museum quality, perfectly preserved, perfectly documented fintail, which is kind of a shame, but I'm in the business to sell, and the car is going to be sold eventually here. Meanwhile, I enjoy it while I can.